An air of calm here at Imola after one of the biggest accidents in single-seater racing in recent memory claimed 15 cars and brought out the red flag after just 17 seconds yesterday evening. Good morning and welcome to the home of the Emilia-Romagna Grand Prix for Race 3, Round 5 of the 2025 Italian F4 Championship presented by WSK Promotion. We will take a look at the highlights of that spectacular start line crash which took place right there, not more than 12 or 14 hours ago. But we will also have a look at yesterday's race 1 where Gabriel Gomez, who started from pole position, raced away to take the sole victory thus far this weekend. This is the third final race of the weekend. The big news though, that start line crash, but most importantly we can report to you 39 drivers on the grid yesterday for race 2, 15 caught up in it, and thankfully all those 15 drivers are well and truly fine. They are okay. Let's take a look at the highlights of what happened yesterday, the 2nd of August. First 2 races of the weekend. This was the incident that brought out the red flag yesterday. Gabriel Gomez taking victory in race 1 earlier in the day. And the red flag, after just 17 seconds, claimed 15 drivers. We are ready for the third and final race of the weekend. Unfortunately, we are down 5 drivers. 34 drivers will take the start. Both the Viola Formula Racing drivers, Arthur Lorimer, Ludovico Busso, they are out. Coppola, Derby, and Herrera, they're out. One driver making the start is Olivieri. Emanuele is talking to Laura Cola.
Emanuele, happy birthday for yesterday, but not a way to celebrate with the crash. So what was your situation?
Yeah, first of all, thank you for the birthday. Yeah, for me yesterday was quite a good day. Race 1 was KP8, but I was focused to race 2. Yeah, race 2 I think the start was good. I got a position before, then I saw the crash behind. I'm glad that everyone is okay. But yeah, could have been a good race, but now we focus for this morning.
Can you go in the summer break with a win now?
Yeah, it will be the perfect way to go to summer break. Yeah, I think we have the pace to fight for the win. Here is quite hard to overtake, but I will give it all.
Thank you.
Tanti auguri per ieri. Emanuele Olivieri, 17 years of age yesterday, has been on the podium multiple times, still trying to break through for his win in the Italian Series, the UAE champion to start 2025 here at the circuit. The legendary 3-time Le Mans 24-hour champion Dindo Capello, who is mentoring his young godson, his protege Olivieri. Starts on the 3rd row of the grid. The 2nd row of the grid is a driver caught up in the crash yesterday, Max Popov, who's speaking with Laura.
Give us your version of what happened yesterday.
Yeah, unfortunately a big crash for everyone yesterday. Thankfully everybody is fine. Yeah, there was a big sunshine and sunset, so it was very difficult to see who stalled, and the situation in general was very difficult to avoid. So yeah, it happens sometimes. Thankfully everybody is okay, and now we start P3 ready to do the job, and yeah, let's see.
Obviously, looking to finish the weekend well.
Sorry?
Looking to finish the weekend well.
I didn't hear you, sorry. I don't know. Whatever.
Thank you.
The reason why that Max Popov couldn't hear Laura there is because the safety car driver, Mr. Federico Caridi, has just set off at lightning pace in the Lamborghini Huracan. A tremendous roar from that effective GT3 machine. It is the safety car, and that is what deafened young Max. He starts inside row 2 in a few moments' time. Car 3 out of grid 3. 34 drivers on the grid for the final race of the weekend, down from the original 39 entries. Alexander Bondarev will start from pole position. That is the Williams F1 Junior to the centre right of your screen. A monstrous crash yesterday, claiming 15 drivers. You saw highlights of that just a few minutes ago. Gabriel Gomez, he took victory earlier in the day to move into a clear second place in the championship. These are the 34 cars on the grid, right back to the final few rows. Alexander Savinkov will start back on grid 34. 33, in fact, alongside Cornelia Olkutska. She's on grid 34. She was one of 15 drivers, also caught up. As we take a look at the grid for the final race of the weekend, it's an all-Prema Racing team front row. Alexander Bondarev, the first rookie as well, alongside his Prema Racing teammate who leads the championship. KNB out of grid 2, that's Nakamura Berta. Max Popov, car 3 out of grid 3. And Newman Chi, who stalled yesterday out of 4, starts in that same position. A day after his 17th birthday, Olivieri alongside Salim, who also stalled yesterday. Reno Francot, Gabriel Gomez, race 1 winner yesterday, and now second in the series. The two American-born drivers, Sebastian Weldon, the British-American, and the Jamaican Alex Powell out of 10. And Ania Frey, 20 out of 11. Andrea Dupé out of grid 12 in car 5, also for the Prema Racing team. Artem Severukian, he's ahead of the US racing duo Maxim Rem, Lucas Samalisto from Germany and Finland respectively. The Englishman Bart Harrison, 77 out of grid 16. 17th on the grid sees the Singaporean Kabir Anurag, and then Alexander Ruta, Dante Vinci, the Van Amersfoort racing drivers, split by the Dane David Walter out of 19 in one of the 3 remaining Muffy racing cars. He's ahead of Dante, who lines up ahead of Emily Cotti. The 2 Antipodean drivers, Emily the Kiwi is behind the Australian, ahead of the Norwegian Marcus Sata, Theo Schropp, David Cosmo Christopher, Luca Visoriano, the 2 Romanians, again starting effectively alongside each other. Feels strange, he just narrowly missed escaping the crash yesterday. Light rear damage, but the AS Motorsport car is back on track. Elia Weiss for Crown Motorsport. Andrea Kostic out of grid 28 in car 4. Did set the fastest lap in race 1 yesterday. Guy Elbag, Peyton Westcott, the Californian, is alongside the Israeli. Then the Qatari driver Bader Al-Sulati. Kirill Kutskov, 31 out of grid 32. The final row of the grid sees the Ukrainian Alexander Savinkov and Kornelia Olkutska from Poland. She was one of the 15 drivers caught up in that crash yesterday morning. Most importantly, 15 drivers in that incident yesterday. They were all fine. They were out of the car immediately. Max Popov raising an interesting point. That was the talk in the paddock last night. The program running slightly behind schedule. The sun was setting on the first Saturday of August, and as they raced into that corner there, going down into Tamburello, almost blinded by the sunset here. That was yesterday evening. That's not the situation this morning. The sun is shining over the Imola circuit. Slightly cloudy here, but thankfully the track is dry. We did not need the rain, which has threatened all weekend. It did fall yesterday during the GT qualifying for the Italian GT Championships. The track, though, is dry. Yes, very poor visibility as they race down into Tamburello. Newman Chi, Salim Hanna and Francesco Coppola all stalling off the line. And they were collected, as you saw in those highlights just a few moments ago. Blinded with the vision as the green flag flies. This is a nervous moment as Bondarev sets off slowly. Nakamura Berta with a confident start. Encouragingly, the same for Newman Chi and Salim Hanna. They start grid 4 and 6. The Prema Racing duo, they both stalled yesterday. Chi's car was actually cut in half. The engine was detached from the tub. That was why there was fluid leaking out onto the circuit. We have to also pay massive respect to the team at Autodromo Internazionale Enzo e Dino Ferrari, the circuit simply known as Imola. The best recovery team, arguably, in the world. They had 15 cars destroyed on the start-finish line, and the track was cleared for a potential restart within 6 minutes. World class here at Imola, the team who also hosted the 2025 Emilia-Romagna Formula One Grand Prix, recently the round of the World Endurance Championship. The hypercar category will be back for 2026. Formula One, has that chapter come to an end? Well, maybe not. As you look at Sebastian Weldon go on through, he's dropped to third in the championship. On this, the formation lap, they come out of Tosa, Piratella, and then the mineral water corner, as it literally translates, Acqua Minerale up to Variante Alta, the high chicane, 35 metres in elevation above the start-finish line. Bondarev, Nakamura Berta, front row of the grid for the Prema Racing team. Plenty of nerves here at the circuit. Under the control of our race director, Mr. Dino Lodola, as you look at Alex Powell, who is fourth in the series. Just quickly bringing you up to date before the summer break. This is the championship as it stands after race 2 was suspended yesterday. Kin Nakamura Berta is the championship leader, 49 points clear of Gabriel Gomez. 228 to KNB. Gomez 179. Sebastian Weldon third on 155. Powell 119 is fourth, ahead of Salim Hunter on 106. And Emanuele Olivieri, who just comes into view now, is sixth in the series on 98 points. Alexander Bondarev, 3 DNFs at Monza, had a miserable run in the third round of the championship at Monza. A good showing, winning all 3 rookie races in the E4 championship. As you look at Reno Frankot van the Netherlands, who raced home to P5 in the only race that we completed yesterday. Bondarev, the Williams Junior, the former WSK Supermaster Series kart racing champion, European kart racing champion as well. Took the WSK Champions Cup title also a couple of years ago. He starts Grid 1 in a reduced but still sizable 34 car field here at the home of the Emilia-Romagna Grand Prix. Nakamura Berta is the championship leader, remember. That is KNB out of Grid 2 to the centre left of your screen. Max, car 3 out of Grid 3. And look at this, the nerves down in pit lane. There is the big screen, that's what they're all staring at. We see Alexander Ruta in car 38, the pole. Line up. The Gensa Motorsport team, Andreas Gensa in the centre of your screen. Jamie, team engineer to the right, the New Zealander, working with the Swiss team. They're down, their Mexican driver, Xavi Herrera. There is Elia Weiss, car 39, the sole entry for the Crown Motorsport team, fresh off his test in the Formula E Championship at Berlin with Porsche. Elia Weiss lines up on the 14th row of the grid. Nerves here at Imola. Let's pray they all get away without incident here this morning. Al Salati pulls into the penultimate row of the grid ahead of Alexander Savinkov. The green flag flies at the back of the grid. The 5 red lights. Let's pray we get away and we do race. Race 3 here this morning. No problem, thankfully. And the field races down into Tamburello, led by the pole sitter. Bondarev from Kin Nakamura Berta. Max Popov, car 3 in position 3. We've negotiated one corner cleanly for the moment. That sentence is made redundant before it's completed because we've got 3 cars into the gravel. It looks as though David Cosma Christopher has parked the second PHM racing car sideways on the exit as they go up into Tosa from Bondarev, who's under attack from Nakamura Berta. Max in P3. It was Vinci and David Walter also caught up in that. But it's Bondarev who's got the race lead with the championship leader, his Prema Racing teammate right behind. There is DW. David Walter buried in the gravel. A lightning quick but incredibly unlucky driver. It looks as though he's come to a stop in the early stages as we stay green as going down the inside. Bondarev defending. Max Popov trying to split the 2 Prema Racing drivers. He tries the outside, he tries the inside. We're getting word from race control, incidentally, the start is under investigation. Kin Nakamura goes through to P1 and the safety car comes out onto the circuit just as the championship leader goes through to take the race lead. Dante Vinci has carried on after going through the gravel. What does this boy need to do to have some luck? And the same can be said for the Murphy Racing team. A lightning quick driver from Denmark. David Walter is out. Guy Albag also involved in that. We believe Albag and Vinci have been able to go through. There's confirmation in the bottom left of your screen. The start is under investigation. So Nakamura Berta just taking the lead up into Alta Variante. Head of Bondarev, Popov, Chi, Olivieri, Gomez. Gabriel has moved up two positions, in fact, ahead of Francot. As we take a look at the early stages, David Walter, surely he was helped as Vinci goes straight ahead. Parked in the gravel. This is Dante getting back on track with an askew front wing. The Australian will have to pit. May not go a lap down. There's David Walter into the gravel. Dante Vinci will try and get a look at the Van Amersfoort Racing team. They'll go to work on Dante Vinci's car under safety car conditions. Vinci to pull down into pit lane for a new front wing and potentially will not go a lap down. I can tell you from our studio here trackside, just on the entry to turn one, that Dante Vinci has pulled down into pit lane now. This is the Australian and this is the Dutch team who quickly go to work on car 66. They snap that new front wing on smartly. Dante Vinci. Also with damage to the front right, it looks, taking the opportunity to put on a new front right tyre. So a slow puncher there for Dante Vinci. Will stay on the lead lap. Back on track, he will rejoin down in 33rd, the final position, but won't go a lap down. We'll need to hurry though, because we are being told by race control. There is the magnificent Lamborghini Huracan. Safety car driver, Federico Caridi at the wheel of that magnificent machine built at Sant'Agata Bolognese, not half an hour's drive from here. Federico Caridi will pull into pit lane at the end of this lap. Dante Vinci tries to join up to the back of the pack in 33rd. The final position still on the lead lap. The race being led, Kin Nakamura Berta, the championship leader in position one. Just reminding you, Gomez on your screen has moved up to second in the series. He's moved up to sixth position from grid 8 off the start. David Walter is out. The Murphy Racing team here at Imola with 4 cars. They're down to 2. Nathaniel Betterby, one of 5 drivers, unable to start this morning. And David Walter, their Danish star, not so great this morning. He is out. So it is Nakamura Berta to lead the field away from the pole sitter, Alexander Bondarev. Pop off, car 3 in position 3 from Newman Chi, the second rookie. Olivieri, Gomez, Francot, Salim Hanna, and Alex Powell in P10 from Weldon. Frey, Severukian, Rem, Bart Harrison, Andrea Dupé, the returning Frenchman in P15. The safety car pulls into pit lane. Nakamura Berta at walking pace. Well, a fast walk. Now the green flag flies and the Japanese championship leader here at Imola in Italy accelerates sideways out of Rivazza 2 ever so slightly, but a nice restart. We go green once again in race 3. Nakamura Berta with the race lead from Bondarev. Popov under attack already from Newman Chi. Tries to break the slipstream where Popov in qualifying was fastest in a straight line. Gomez pulls out around the outside of Olivieri. Gabriel Gomez from 8th to 6th up into P5. We can hear you cheering on all the way from Sao Paulo in South America. O Menino do Brasil, second in the series from grid 8, goes through to P5. The championship is not over yet. This is race 3, round 5 of 7 for 2025. And the Brazilian goes after the Italian, as does the Dutchman Reno Francot. Nakamura with the race lead from Bondarev. There is Max Popov, who's pulled away in P3 just from Newman Chi. Gomez, Olivieri and Francot. Slight contact between the Italian and the Dutchman. Olivieri's off the road. Into the gravel, he's got a right rear puncher. Olivieri rejoins. His race is effectively over. He started 2025 with victory. He is the United Arab Emirates F4 champion. He's just had a right rear puncher and will have to limp back to pit lane. Gomez up to 5, Hanna 6, Powell 7, Weldon, Francot and Iafrey now inside the top 10. Olivieri is limping back to pit lane as Popov on the back of the first rookie, the pole sitter, Alexander Bondarev. There's Sebastian going through. Weldon back into P8. We take a look at this just a few moments ago. Olivieri, Francot just behind, has clipped the right rear of the Italian, whose car became instantly undrivable into the gravel. Instant puncher. Olivieri imminently down into pit lane as Max has a big look on the inside of Alexander Bondarev. Frey from Rem, Harrison in the background. Good start from the Englishman Bart Harrison with a podium at Monza. As you look at Reno Francot with damage to that front wing. So the Dutchman and the Italian, their morning is effectively over. Reno Francot for the PHM Racing team. As we look at the Gensa racing cars on the inside there, all three of them, Bart Harrison in fact, goes through. Savarukian and Eni Afray, the three drivers racing together. Just behind is Lucas Samalisto ahead of Anurag. This is Olivieri down in pit lane. And you can see Andrea Dupe in the background as well. Reno Francot has just rejoined as you look at the battle between the Gensa Motorsport trio. Harrison, 77, Frey in 20. And the fourth rookie in the race, Severukian Anurag on the outside. Luca launches down into Aqua Minerale. Samalisto on the back of the Singaporean with a big lunge. It did not work. Sideways at the top of the hill from Maxim Rem, and then this battle between the three cars for Andreas and Esther Jens's Swiss racing team. The first of which is Harrison, 77 in P10. Nakamura leads. He's about to start lap 5 in P1. Bondarev and Popov in third place. Trying to shake the toe from Bondarev. Popov in P3, just getting back to qualifying as you look at Bondarev. Down into Tamburello, will he have a look? Feigns to the inside. Kim Nakamura covers him off in qualifying. Max Popov fastest through the speed trap at 244 kilometres an hour. Bondarev looked quick that time as well. Started pole position, fell back to P2 moments before the safety car came out. There's Chi, Gomez, Hanna, Powell in 7, Weldon 8, Rem, and then the first of the three Gensa Motorsport cars. Bart Harrison, as we see, just going off into the background, into the gravel, going into Variante Villeneuve on the entry to Tosa. This is Salim Hanna, who's in P6, no problem getting away off the line this time. Just trying to pick up who that driver was who fell off the circuit and lost 2-3 positions. Vistoriano, meanwhile, has moved up to 18th behind Kostic and Teo Schropp. There's Powell going through from Weldon. Maxim Rem, Harrison, Severukian, Frey, Anurag, Samalisto. Dante Vinci from pit lane has rejoined in P26. The Australian ahead of his Californian teammate, Peyton Westcott in 27 from Albach. Olkutska, Reno Francot also back on track, down in 30th. Ahead of Alsulati and Olivieri, who's almost a full, in fact, he has got a lap down. This is Max in P3. Chi in P4 gets the toe just from Max Popov. Not quite qualifying pace. here on a slightly overcast morning here at Imola. Nowhere near the speed recorded by Aurelia Nobels in 2023. Just a few moments ago. Off into the gravel, but rejoining a relatively clean race thus far. This is Max Popov just getting back to the top speed recorded here at Imola. I believe that was Alexander Ruta who has rejoined after going into the gravel ever so slightly. Still in 15th. There's the Pole, who's had a really strong 2025 rookie season as the Englishman puts in the fastest lap of the race, 47.349. I'll finally get this point out. Aurelia Nobels 2023 here at Imola, faster even than Monza. She clocked 252.8 kilometres an hour on the start-finish line, which has ironically got 3 curves in it. Not quite that speed here this weekend. Max Popov, 244 in qualifying yesterday. Is in P3 from Newman Chi, Gomez, Hanna, Powell, Weldon, Rem, and the fastest driver on circuit, Bart Harrison, in P10. Out of Rivazza 2. Wide line again from Nakamura Berta. Most of these drivers, courtesy of race 2 being suspended, well, they've got their best set of tyres on it. You look at Max Popov. Again, Nakamura Berta tries to shake the toe. 0.4 seconds ahead of his Williams Junior teammate, Bondarev. Getting close as the sun comes out to shine just after midday. Race 3, round 5. The 2025 Italian F4 Championship, presented by WSK Promotion. As you look at the driver from South America who won race 1 yesterday, he moves to second in the series. So much support following in the footsteps of the likes of Gianluca Petkov, Gabriel Bortoleto, former Brazilian drivers. He's in P5, he's second in the series, trying to close down on Newman Chi, who took that fabulous victory in race 3 at Monza. There's Powell, there's Weldon. Quite a distance back now to Max Rem. Harrison. This is Gabriel Gomez. 2-time Brazilian kart racing champion. Ruta out. Look at the damage to the left rear. Undrivable. Here's the Van Amersfoort team car. And this is the reason why. Into the gravel. And just kisses the wall on the exit. Just a local yellow. Again, commendable. The team here at Imola, who have kept the track green for the moment. As now Salim Hanna on the back of Gomez. They run 5 and 6. They were 1 and 2 yesterday. El Colombiano behind the Brazilian. The Prema Racing drivers, 1, 2, 4 and 6. Here's Alex Powell, P7. Bondarev trying to line up and take his first victory outright in the 2025 season. He closes up on the back of the race leader, the championship leader, who closes on the inside into Tamburello. Bondarev centimetres away from the back of his teammate. Bondarev looks good here this morning. He's got the speed over his teammate. King Nakamura Berta stares at the left side mirror as they go up into Villeneuve, into Tosa. And look at Max in P3, trying to take both the Prema Racing drivers, the far part of the circuit, into Tosa. In the background, Chi and Gabriel Gomez. Nakamura Berta, P1, second year in the series, trying to become the first Japanese driver to win the world's most competitive junior car racing series. He's under attack from his Spanish-based Ukrainian teammate, the Williams F1 Junior, and Popov is right there as well. He's been on the podium already in 2025, but not on the top step yet. Nakamura Berta off the road on the exit of Aqua Minerale. This is the opportunity for Bondarev. Max in P3. Back to Chi, Gomez. They right the ripple strip at the highest part of the circuit. Out of the high chicane, Alta Variante. Popov down into Rivazza 1. Bondarev, will he fire it down the inside? Nakamura Berta puts the car in the middle of the road. He is struggling here. Popov is right behind the Prema Racing duo, who run 1-2 as we go into the second half of the final race. here this morning at Imola. Across the line, one more time, the gap 0.1 of a second. Bondarev gets the slipstream. Nakamura tries to shake him. Popov will go to the outside. Bondarev does likewise. K&B in the middle of the circuit. P1, but under immense pressure. He's just hanging on, not only to the race lead, but also the championship lead, because look who's coming to fight. In P5, it is Gabriel Gomez, who senses his opportunity to get more points, cut the lead down from Kin Nakamura. There's Newman Chi in P4, Gomez behind, and Salim Hanna. This race has come alive, the dying stages before the summer break. As the field come out of Tosa on lap 9, K&B in P1, Bondarev second, and Max in P3. Nakamura withstands the pressure for the moment. There is Popov. He himself is only a few tenths of a second ahead of Newman Chi, who has been impressive in his rookie year. Black and white flag, that's the sportsmanship warning flag. Understandably for Kin Nakamura as he makes car 51 as wide as the Imola race circuit. Gomez now with Salim Hanna right behind the South Americans. Down into Rivata 1. Nakamura will stay in the middle of the circuit. Popov, watch the Van Amersfoort racing driver. On the outside, closes up. Nakamura is struggling with the rear of that car. Low downforce setup, just the 3-degree front wing setup. B1 rear wing setting, soft front end, high rake rear ride height. And that's to cope with the bumps here, the high curbs here. As we get a look at Bondarev, who goes on the outside around Kin Nakamura. Can he take the lead? He started pole position. He's frustrated in second place. Rides the ripple strip. That's why they've got the front of these Tartars cars set up soft in the front. A hard rear end to try and get the rear end to grip and the front to ride the ripple strips. High curbs here at Imola. Popov in P3. Prema Racing run 1, 2 and 4. Van Amersfoort P3 as Kostic, who set the fastest lap in race 1 yesterday, also goes fastest again here this morning. He's up to P15 from grid 27. Nakamura with 11.11 on the clock has got the race lead. Popov on the back of Bondarev, and Newman Chi just behind, down into Acqua Minerale. A fitting finale for the weekend here. After race 2 was suspended yesterday, but we've got a fabulous fight for race 3. And the championship leader, Kin Nakamura, under immense pressure, rides straight over the ripple strips at Alta Variante. The safety car out onto the circuit. There is a car stop down in turn 3. This is Cornelia Olkutska, who's had a tough weekend, turns around the rear, locks up into the gravel. She's parked, she's out. Maffei Racing arrive here at Imola for the 5th round of the championship with 4 cars. They were down to 3 for race 3 when Berby had a tub damaged yesterday. He did not start. David Walter out into the gravel on the first lap of the race. Cornelia Olkutska, she's also out. So from 4 entries, they're down to 1. Kirill Kutskov in 22nd place, the sole remaining entry for the ambitious Maffei Racing team. Denny, Chris Maffei, we feel for you guys. They've put a tremendous effort into this team. Big plans for the future, a world-class presentation, but they've had no luck this weekend. They come to the track with 4 cars. They've got 1 remaining. So once again, Federico Caridi leads the race, and that is the driver of the magnificent safety car, who picks up Kin Nakamura, who gets a slight reprieve. Cornelia's car is almost already off the track. Fabulous work from the team here at Imola once again. We cannot give them enough praise for their outstanding efforts here this weekend. And there you can see, just as we point that out, safety car in this lap. Very quick recovery. Surely as good as any safety recovery team in the world. And that even includes the NTT IndyCar World Series in America. And of course, the Royal Automobile Club of Monaco, who have had a fabulous reputation over the decades for removing cars while drivers have even still been in the cockpit. The team at Imola have removed Cornelia Olkutska's car. And the safety car will pull into pit lane at the end of this lap. Kim Nakamura-Berta, who was under tremendous pressure. This is his American teammate, Sebastian Weldon, who's in P8. He's third in the championship. Nakamura-Berta to withstand the pressure, if he can, for another 8 minutes and 1 lap. So the order is Nakamura-Berta, P1, there's Bondarev, Max in P3, Newman, Chi, Gomez, Hanna, Powell, Weldon, Harrison, 9, Severukian in P10. There's Anurag, just ahead of Luka Samalisto, Frey, Rem, Kostic. Fantastic drive from the Serbian, grid 28. Kostic, Andrea is up to 15th and has set the fastest lap of the race, a 47 dead, 147.068. He was also the fastest driver in race 1 yesterday. The US Racing driver ahead of Teo Schropp, Visoriano, who's kept his nose clean, ahead of Weiss, Savinkov, Strange, Marcus Sata, the sole remaining Maffei car, Kutskov, Cosman Christopher, Emily Cotti, Dante Vinci from pit lane. He is now back into 25th. Albag, Westcott. That's Peyton with her mum Brooke nervously watching on from the inside of turn 1 in the grandstand ahead of Francot, Al Salati. And the final runner, Olivieri, as the green flag flies once again. We race, we sprint to the checkered flag. Kim Nakamura-Berta, KNB in P1, ahead of Ponti and Popov in P3. Great restart from Bondarev, who already gets the slipstream. There's Kostic in the background trying to take Rem and Frey. Again, K&B, Nakamura-Berta makes car 51 as wide as the Imola circuit. Bondi in second. Popov, Chi, Gomez. So close to the back of his Japanese teammate is Bondarev. The Ukrainian just behind the championship leader, Kim Nakamura-Berta, now up into Curva Tosa. The gap barely 1 car length. Popov, Chi, Gomez, and Salim Hanna. Good restart also from Sebastian Weldon. Has to defend though from Bart Harrison, who tries the outside of the American, does the Englishman. Can he go through and take him? Weldon surely will hold him off and does so. Harrison off the road. Sebastian tolerates nothing from the Englishman as Anurag goes by a limping Gensa racing car. There's Elia Weiss for Crown Motorsport. Cosmo Christopher also in the background, as is the second Romanian, Visoriano. Fabulous defence from Sebastian Weldon. Anurag now into 9th place. Great drive from Kabir, who started grid 18. That's an excellent performance from the Asian, the Alpine F1 Academy Junior. It's the Williams Junior who started pole position, who still shadows the back of Nakamura-Berta in P1. Gomez has to defend from Salim Hanna. There's Powell, there's Weldon, Anurag. And then Bart Harrison in P10. Nakamura-Berta tries to shake his teammate. They come across the line at more than 230 k's an hour. Nakamura-Berta goes in the middle of the circuit. Bondarev around the outside. Bondi to try and take the lead again. Nakamura-Berta, a defensive masterclass. Popov is coming. Watch Max, car 3 in P3. This is Newman Chi in P4. Dives down the inside. Bondarev goes through to take the lead, or does he? They go wheel to wheel. Fabulous racing from the Prema Racing teammates, but now Bondarev is vulnerable, going down into Tosa. Max on the outside gets the drive on the back of Bondarev. Incredibly, Nakamura-Berta under immense pressure. The championship leader still holds position 1. Gomez on the back of Chi. Down into Aqua Minerale. There's Powell in the background as well, ahead of Weldon, Anurag and Bart Harrison. Just under 4 minutes plus 1 lap remaining. This is the 13th lap. Smashes over the ripple strip at the highest part of the circuit. And then the race down into Rivarza. Hanna on the back of Gomez, the Colombian behind the Brazilian, the two South Americans, 5 and 6. Into Rivarza 1, this is where Nakamura Berta has struggled again. The rear just slides wide. And again, he's sideways. That's going to be costly. That is surely going to give the slipstream the toe to Bondarev. And Popov, he's got his own problems though. Newman Chi drones in on the back of the Van Amersfoort racing driver. Newman trying to make it a Prema Racing 1, 2, 3. Gets the toe from Max Popov. And the Prema Racing duo, they go side by side down into Tamburello. Bondi on the inside. Bondi takes the lead. Alexander Bondarev. Brilliantly done. He's gone through to take the race lead. Patience, skill, intelligence. And now Max is being attacked. The Prema Racing team. 1, 2 and 3 here at Imola. Gomez goes on through. That's the fight for the championship, remember. Nakamura Berta was P1. Gomez was 5. Now they're 2nd and 4th. The Prema Racing team. Bondarev, Nakamura Berta and Newman Chi. 1, 2 and 3. Kostic off the road in the background. Rejoins, just loses the single position. There's Weldon behind Powell, ahead of Anurag. Down into Aqua Minerale. This is lap 14, the dying stages of the final race this weekend. Look at that again for Kin Nakamura Berta. Last warning. That's quite definitive, isn't it? He's lost the position, as has Popov, who's gone back to 5. Has got good speed in the Van Amersfoort Racing Team car, though. Anurag on the back of Weldon as well. Gomez slightly sideways. Salim Hanna, 3rd rookie. P6. Powell, Weldon, Anurag, Harrison, Severukian. This is Salim, gets the toe from Max Popov. Massive credit to the Prema Racing team. They were here until well after midnight trying to repair Newman Chi's car. And now Newman Chi in P3 as Popov is about to lose a place to another red and white machine. Salim sends it. Vamos! El Colombiano goes through. It is now the Prema Racing team. 1, 2, 3 and 5. Nakamura Berta, remember, is leading the championship, but now under investigation. That will be decided at the end of the race, which is only half a minute away, plus 1 lap. Harrison from Severukian and Ania Frey. Powell defending from Weldon. Bondarev has won in the rookie races. We see Bart Harrison with a right rear puncher off the road into the gravel. The Englishman trying to limp back to pit lane. Damage to the right rear. Well, it's a puncher. He's going to fall right down to the bottom of the field and finish the race potentially in pit lane. This is the 30-minute mark now. 1 lap away from victory. A maiden victory for the Williams Junior. And it may finish under safety car because Dante Vinci is in the gravel. Dante off on the penultimate lap of the race. We have got 4.9 kilometres to race. Next time they cross the start-finish line, and the gap between Bondarev and the championship leader, who is under investigation, Nakamura Berta, it's out to almost a second. .7, .8. Newman Chi in P3. What a fight back for the Prema Racing team. Newman Chi's car was cut in half last night. He's back on the podium provisionally at the moment, behind Kin Nakamura Berta and Alexander Bondarev. He's driven intelligently well. It's not the best use of the English language, but it's been a fabulous drive. Waited, did not panic. And now he's just half a lap away from his maiden victory in the Italian F4 Championship. What a comeback for fans of the young Ukrainian, who is now part of the Williams F1 Academy program. You know the horrific crash he suffered at Zaragoza in Zuera in the European Championships in Spain. As they go past Dante Vinci's abandoned car into the gravel. This is Salim. Could not walk for quite a few months there. Fought back to win the European Championships, the WSK Supermaster Series. The rookie driver, the Williams Junior, now just 2 corners away from his maiden victory in the Italian F4 Championship. Nakamura Berta, P2, still P1 in the series. It is the team from Grisignano, outside of Venice, the team from Vicenza. The Prema Racing team fight back after having 2 of their cars destroyed yesterday in race 2. And the team Prema go 1, 2 and 3. Alexander Bondarev breaks through for his maiden victory in the Italian F4 Championship here this morning at Imola. Bondi wins. Nakamura Berta P2, Newmanchi home in P3. Incredible effort from that team on your screen. Team manager Nikki Kadei has overseen a massive operation to get their cars back on track. They had 2 of them destroyed with both Newmanchi and Salim Hanna stalled on the line yesterday. They lock out the podium. This on the final lap of the race, Bart Harrison. And you can see his teammate just behind without the front wing. Artem Severukian has crossed the line in P13. Bart Harrison, a lap down in 26th place. Bondarev wins. Nakamura Berta P2, but under investigation. And Newmanchi, his car was cut in half yesterday when he stalled on the line. That massive 15-car start line accident yesterday, he was collected by drivers at 150 kilometres an hour, has come back to P3. Bondarev breaks through. He takes his maiden victory in the Italian F4 Championship to become the 6th different winner in 2025. We spoke to him after he took pole position for race 3 in qualifying, and as he tries to pick up every last gram on the side of the circuit, was saying, yes, I start pole position for race 3, hopefully with the victory, in time to watch his teammates Carlos and Alex line up for the Hungarian Formula One Grand Prix later this afternoon. He'll enjoy that race as he celebrates. Drives into pit lane, car 27, famous number, of course, that is, particularly racing here at Imola. Bondarev wins the Prema Trio, 1, 2 and 3 here this morning. Nakamura Berta P2, but under investigation from Che and Gomez, P4 for the moment. The red and white machines, 1st, 2nd, 3rd and 5th, with Salim Hanna, who is the 3rd rookie home. So the rookie podium is Bondarev. He wins outright as well. Newmanchi and Salim Hanna. Bondi wins! The Williams Junior, congratulated by team manager Nikki Kadei, also wins the rookie race. He's won multiple rookie titles, rookie races so far in 2025, but now wins outright. Race 3 here this weekend. We finish it well after yesterday's catastrophic start. Bondarev with the victory from King Nakamura Berta, Newmanchi, Gomez, Hanna, Popov, Powell, Weldon, Anurag and Ania Frey in P10. King Nakamura Berta, the championship leader still, but that is provisional because remember he did finish under investigation. David Walter, what does the boy from Denmark have to do to get some luck? So this put an asterisk beside this graphic. Kin Nakamura-Berta, the championship leader, on 246 points. So 46 plus 9, 55 points. That's the difference between Gomez and Nakamura-Berta. It was 49. But remember, Nakamura-Berta is under investigation. Let's hear from the race winner, Alexander.
Well, an amazing race, long battle until they were taking at the final victory. Congratulations.
Yeah, thank you very much. Yeah, it was such an amazing race. We lost the lead on lap 1, but I knew we had the pace, so I just waited for the right moment to do the move, and then just controlled the race after that. So, yeah, I can't thank the whole team enough. They've helped me turn my pace and my driving around in a matter of days. So yeah, I can't thank them all enough.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Intanto buongiorno a tutti, buon pomeriggio. È una bella occasione qui.
Sasha Bondarev wins. This is how he did it. From pole position, Bondarev was beaten off the line by Kin Nakamura-Berta. Wheel spin from Bondarev and a great getaway from Nakamura-Berta. Max Popov from P3 shadowing the bike of both the Prema Racing drivers, as Gomez already made up positions early on in the races. David Walter going around, and the Dane was out after barely a few hundred metres. Dante Vinci into the gravel. Unfortunately, the Australian would end the race there as well. Back green, and Nakamura-Berta, whose rear end was starting to slide, was under immense pressure as we saw Olivieri off into the gravel after making slight contact with Rino Francot. Cornelia Olkutska, she's had a tough weekend. She ends in the sand. Visor up, she was out. Back green, the Prema Racing team, 1, 2 and 4. Sebastian Weldon, the big don't argue with Bart Harrison, does not tolerate the attack from the Englishman. Bondarev waited intelligently. He had the speed and went around the outside without making the slightest contact. Took P1 away from his Prema Racing teammate. At the same moment, Newman Chi went on through to take Max Popov. And the Prema Racing team, first, second and third here at Imola. Ukraine, Japan, and China, first, second and third in the Italian F4 Championship. The Mayor of Imola, Mr. Marco Panieri, presents the third place trophy to Newman, second to Keane, and P1 for the first time outright in 2025. The Williams Jr. from Ukraine, now living in Spain, Sasha Bondarev.
Nazionale ucraino.
27 nations represented in the Italian F4 Championship. Ukraine, Japan, China, 1, 2, 3 here at Imola. And from here, it is the summer break before we reconvene on the third weekend of September. That's 20th and 21st of September in Barcelona, Spain, for the penultimate round of the championship. Have a great summer. We'll see you in Barcelona.
Please.